Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you a question. Have you ever seen a person running tirelessly on a treadmill, sweating, pushing themselves to the limit, only to realize that no matter how hard they run, they are going nowhere? Now, imagine another person who walks calmly but chooses the right path, takes the right turns, and reaches their destination faster with half the effort. This is the difference between hard work and smart work. We have been taught that hard work is the key to success. But what if I told you that working hard alone is not enough? What if success is not about how much effort you put in, but how effectively you use your time, skills, and resources? Stay with me till the end, because what I am about to share might just change the way you think about success forever. The foundation of success is often misunderstood. People believe that working harder than everyone else is the ultimate path to achieving their dreams. We hear stories of sleepless nights, relentless hustle, and sacrifices made in the name of success. Society glorifies those who struggle, those who push themselves beyond their limits, and those who refuse to give up no matter how tough things get. But have you ever stopped to wonder if hard work alone is enough? Imagine a farmer who wakes up before dawn, plows his field by hand, plants his seeds, and spends hours watering them under the scorching sun. He works tirelessly day after day, believing that his dedication will eventually bring him a great harvest. On the other hand, another farmer invests in modern tools, uses irrigation systems, and applies scientific techniques to enhance his crop yield. He too puts in effort, but his work is calculated, strategic, and designed to bring maximum results with minimum exhaustion. Both farmers are working towards the same goal. Both are committed, but one is exhausting himself without leveraging the available resources, while the other is optimizing his efforts to ensure efficiency. This is the fundamental difference between hard work and smart work. Hard work is about exertion, while smart work is about execution. It is not about how much sweat you shed, it is about how effectively you channel your energy toward your goals. Think of a sculptor working on a block of marble. He can either spend endless hours chiseling every rough edge manually, or he can study the stone, understand its composition, and strike precisely at the right places to shape a masterpiece. Hard work without direction is like wandering in the dark, hoping to find an exit. Smart work, on the other hand, is like carrying a map with a flashlight, making every step intentional and leading to a definite outcome. The problem is that many people confuse movement with progress. They assume that being busy is the same as being productive. But busyness without purpose is like running on a treadmill. You're putting in the effort, but you're not actually getting anywhere. This is why success is not about how many hours you work, but about how much value you create within those hours. A person who works 16 hours a day without a strategy will always achieve less than someone who works 8 hours with a clear plan. Smart work does not mean cutting corners or looking for shortcuts. It means learning to differentiate between what is important and what is not. It means identifying the most effective path to your goal instead of blindly following tradition. History is filled with examples of people who combined hard work with intelligence to change the world. Thomas Edison, for example, is known for his relentless work ethic. But what truly set him apart was his ability to experiment, adapt, and refine his approach, just working tirelessly without direction. Hard work teaches discipline, patience, and perseverance. It builds character, strengthens resolve, and creates a sense of achievement. But without strategy, it can lead to burnout, frustration, and wasted potential. There are countless individuals who work harder than anyone else but still struggle to get ahead. They believe that effort alone will bring results, but they fail to realize that success also requires adaptability, innovation, and the ability to think critically. Imagine a person who wants to dig a well. He chooses a spot and starts digging with all his strength. He works day and night, convinced that the deeper he digs, the closer he will get to water. But what if he is digging in the wrong place? What if there is no water beneath him at all? No matter how hard he works, he will never achieve his goal because his effort is misplaced. Meanwhile, another person studies the land, consults experts, and identifies the best location before picking up a shovel. He digs with precision and reaches water in half the time. Success is not just about how much effort you put in, it is about making sure that your effort is aligned with the right opportunities. It is about working smarter, not just harder. It is about asking yourself, am I moving forward, or am I just staying busy? Many people pride themselves on being workaholics, but they fail to assess whether their work is actually yielding results. There is a common belief that success is a result of pain and suffering, that if you are not struggling, you are not doing enough. But struggle without direction is pointless. A sailor who rows his boat endlessly without checking the wind or the current will exhaust himself before reaching his destination. But a sailor who studies the tides, understands the wind, and sets his sail accordingly will move faster and with less effort. This is why understanding the difference between hard work and smart work is crucial. Hard work alone is like building a house with bare hands. Yes, it is possible. But wouldn't it be wiser to use tools? Smart work is about leveraging knowledge, technology, and experience to achieve more in less time. It is about making informed decisions, improving skills, and continuously adapting to new challenges. Consider two employees in an office. One spends long hours at his desk, responding to emails, attending every meeting, and working late into the night. The other focuses only on high-impact tasks, automates repetitive work, and delegates when necessary. At the end of the day, the second employee accomplishes more with less effort, while the first one feels exhausted but has little to show for it. Hard work lays the foundation, but smart work builds the structure. If you want to succeed, you must learn to balance both. You must be willing to put in the effort, but you must also be willing to pause, analyze, and adjust your approach when needed. The key is not to work harder, it is to work right. The world often tells us that success comes to those who work the hardest. From childhood, we are taught that if we keep pushing, if we keep grinding, if we keep sacrificing our time, energy, and comfort, we will eventually achieve greatness. But is that really true? Does working harder always mean you will get better results? Or is there another way, a smarter way, that allows you to achieve more while doing less? Imagine two people trying to climb a mountain. The first one, full of determination, starts climbing without a plan. He struggles with every step, facing obstacles, battling exhaustion, and taking longer routes. He is working hard, no doubt, but he is also wasting energy. The second climber, however, takes a moment to analyze the best path. He studies the terrain, gathers the right tools, and finds a route that minimizes effort while maximizing progress. He is not avoiding the hard work, he is simply making sure that his efforts are focused in the right direction. This is the difference between hard work and smart work. Hard work is all about effort, while smart work is about effort in the right direction. It is about maximizing efficiency, optimizing resources, and using intelligence alongside dedication to achieve goals in a way that is both effective and sustainable. Many people believe that if they put in long hours, they will automatically be successful. They take pride in working 16-hour days, sacrificing sleep, skipping meals, and constantly staying busy. But being busy does not always mean being productive. If success were purely based on how hard someone works, then construction workers, miners, and laborers would be the wealthiest people in the world. But that is not the case. Hard work alone is not enough. You need to know what to work on, how to work on it, and when to change your approach. Think about a student preparing for an exam. One student spends 10 hours a day reading everything in the textbook, memorizing facts, and writing endless notes. Another student spends only 5 hours but focuses only on key concepts, practices past questions, and understands patterns in the exam. The first student is working hard, but the second student is working smart. Who do you think will perform better? Hard work teaches discipline, patience, and resilience. It builds character and helps you develop a strong work ethic. But if it is not combined with strategy and direction, it can lead to burnout, frustration, and wasted effort. Many people work tirelessly for years but never achieve real success because they never stop to question whether they are working on the right things in the right way. Consider the difference between a manual laborer and an engineer. The laborer spends his entire day lifting bricks, carrying heavy loads, and working under the sun. His work is physically exhausting and he puts in more effort than most people. The engineer, on the other hand, sits in an office, designs a machine that can lift and transport bricks with ease, and completes the same amount of work in a fraction of the time. The engineer is not avoiding hard work, he is simply using knowledge and strategy to make work more efficient. Smart work does not mean doing less, it means doing better. It is about identifying what truly matters and focusing on that instead of wasting time and energy on unnecessary tasks. A person who works hard but does not adapt will struggle, but a person who works smart will find ways to improve, innovate, and evolve. History is filled with examples of people who succeeded because they combined hard work with intelligence. Thomas Edison did not just spend hours experimenting with light bulbs, he learned from every failure, adjusted his approach, and found better ways to solve problems. Elon Musk does not work hard for the sake of working hard, he identifies high-impact projects, gathers the best minds, and streamlines processes to make his vision a reality. Hard work can take you far, but smart work can take you even further. Imagine two people digging a well. The first person chooses a random spot, starts digging with all his strength, and continues for days, hoping to find water. The second person, before digging, studies the land, consults experts, and chooses the best location. He then digs with precision and purpose, reaching water in half the time. This is the power of smart work. It saves time, reduces unnecessary effort, and ensures that success is not just a result of struggle but of strategy. Many people believe that the key to success is pain, suffering, and endless effort. But struggle without direction is meaningless. A person who runs in circles all day is not making progress, he is just tiring himself out. But a person who walks steadily in the right direction will reach the destination faster, even if he moves slower. Smart work is about learning, adapting, and optimizing. It is about knowing when to push forward, when to change strategies, and when to step back and analyze. It is about focusing on quality over quantity, impact over effort, and results over business. Most people believe that working harder makes them better, but the truth is, working smarter makes you unstoppable. Imagine two men tasked with cutting down a tree. The first man, driven by the belief that hard work is the only path to success, picks up an axe and immediately starts swinging with all his strength. He keeps striking hour after hour, exhausting himself, but the tree barely shows signs of falling. The second man, however, takes a different approach. Instead of rushing in, he sharpens his axe first. He observes the tree, identifies the best angle to strike, and only then begins cutting. Within half the time and with less effort, the second man accomplishes what the first man struggled to do. This is the fundamental difference between hard work and smart work. Hard work is about effort, giving everything you have, pushing beyond your limits, and working tirelessly. Smart work, on the other hand, is about efficiency, using strategy, intelligence, and the right tools to achieve better results in less time. Both require dedication, but one leads to exhaustion while the other leads to excellence. From childhood, we are taught that success belongs to those who work the hardest. We hear stories of people sacrificing sleep, working long hours, and never taking breaks because they believe that the more effort they put in, the greater the reward. But what if I told you that working hard without thinking smartly can be one of the biggest mistakes you can make? Let's take the example of two students preparing for an exam. The first student believes that studying for longer hours will guarantee success. He wakes up early, stays up late, memorizes every single word in his textbooks, and spends endless hours reading. He is working extremely hard, but is he working efficiently? The second student, instead of blindly reading, focuses on the most important topics, practices past questions, and understands the patterns of the exam. He studies for fewer hours, but with greater focus. When the exam comes, the second student performs better not because he studied less, but because he studied smarter. Hard work without direction is like running on a treadmill. You are moving, sweating, and putting in effort, but you are not getting anywhere. Many people fall into this trap. They wake up early, work long hours, stay busy all day, but at the end of it, they find themselves stuck in the same place. Why? Because they confuse movement with progress. Just because you are working hard does not mean you are moving forward. Look at the world's most successful people. Do they work hard? Absolutely. But do they work hard without strategy? No, they work smart. They find ways to optimize their time, automate tasks, delegate responsibilities, and focus on what truly matters. They understand that working smarter, not just harder, is the real key to success. Take an entrepreneur and a laborer as an example. A laborer might work 14 hours a day carrying bricks, lifting heavy objects, and physically exhausting himself. His effort is immense, but his progress is limited. An entrepreneur, however, spends time strategizing, investing, and building a system where his business runs even when he is not working. He is not avoiding work, he is ensuring that his efforts multiply rather than drain him. Hard work often teaches discipline, resilience, and persistence. It builds character, but if it is not combined with intelligence, it can lead to wasted effort. Many people believe that grinding harder will eventually bring results, but in reality, those who think smarter will always move ahead faster. Imagine you are trying to cross a river. One person starts swimming with all their strength, battling the current, struggling against the waves. Another person takes a moment to look around and sees a bridge just a short distance away. Instead of exhausting himself swimming, he simply walks across the bridge. The first person worked hard, the second person worked smart. Who reached the other side first? Some people take pride in saying, I work 16 hours a day, but if those 16 hours are spent on tasks that do not contribute to real growth, they are simply wasting time. Instead of measuring success by how much effort you put in, measure it by how much progress you make. The greatest leaders, inventors, and visionaries throughout history succeeded not because they worked the hardest, but because they found smarter ways to achieve their goals. Thomas Edison did not invent the light bulb by blindly trying thousands of materials he observed, experimented, and adjusted his approach with every failure. Steve Jobs did not build Apple by working endlessly without thought. He focused on innovation, design, and strategy. Hard work without direction is like digging randomly in search of treasure. You might keep digging forever and never find anything. But if you take time to study the map, analyze the land, and choose the right spot, you will strike gold with far less effort. Working smart does not mean avoiding work. It means working intelligently. It means asking yourself, am I using my time and energy in the most efficient way? It means prioritizing what truly matters, cutting out distractions, and leveraging the right tools and strategies to achieve greater results with less unnecessary effort. In today's fast-paced world, those who succeed are not the ones who simply work harder, but the ones who adapt, innovate, and think strategically. A person who works hard will eventually get tired, but a person who works smart will keep progressing effortlessly. Let me take you on a journey of two individuals, both equally passionate, both equally determined, and yet their paths to success unfold in two completely different ways. One believes in the power of sheer effort, waking up before sunrise, working tirelessly, dedicating every ounce of energy into the task at hand. The other, though no less committed, pauses before taking action, reflects on the best possible way forward, and then executes with precision. Both are hardworking, but only one moves ahead faster, with greater efficiency, and with less struggle. This, my friends, is the difference between hard work and smart work. Hard work is often associated with dedication, persistence, and resilience. It is the belief that the more time and effort you put into something, the greater the rewards. It is the idea that success is only achieved by pushing yourself to the absolute limit, by sacrificing sleep, leisure, and sometimes even health. We have all heard phrases like hard work always pays off or nothing worth having comes easy. While these statements hold truth, they are often misunderstood. Working hard alone is not enough. The real key lies in how effectively that hard work is directed. Imagine a man trying to break a large rock using a small hammer. He strikes it with full force over and over again, sweat dripping from his forehead, his hands aching, his muscles burning. He keeps going, determined that if he just works harder, eventually the rock will break. Now, imagine another man faced with the same task. Instead of rushing in, he observes the rock, assesses its weakest points, and then picks up a sledgehammer. With a few calculated strikes, the rock shatters. The first man worked hard. The second man worked smart. Both put in effort, but one achieved the result with far less struggle. Hard work is about pushing forward without questioning the process. Smart work, on the other hand, is about optimizing the process itself. It is about asking, is there a better way to do this? It is about maximizing efficiency, using intelligence and strategy to achieve better results in less time. The world does not reward effort alone, it rewards results, and results come from working not just harder, but smarter. Consider two employees in a company. One works late nights, never takes breaks, and is always busy. He believes that his dedication will get him noticed. The other employee, however, prioritizes his tasks effectively, delegates when necessary, automates repetitive work, and maintains a balance between effort and efficiency. At the end of the year, who do you think gets promoted? It is not about how many hours you work. It is about how much value you create in those hours. Many people take pride in saying, I work 14 to 16 hours a day. But the real question is, how much of that time is actually productive? Staying busy is not the same as making progress. A person can run on a treadmill for hours, but they will still be in the same place. Movement without direction is wasted energy. Smart work ensures that every step taken leads closer to the goal. Look at the greatest inventors and leaders throughout history. Did they work hard? Absolutely. But did they blindly put in effort without thinking? No. They found ways to innovate, to improve, to do things differently. Thomas Edison did not succeed by endlessly trying random experiments. He analyzed, adapted, and refined his approach each time. Bill Gates did not build Microsoft by simply working harder than others. He identified an opportunity, strategized, and created a revolution in technology. Smart work is not about avoiding effort. It is about making effort count. It is about learning from failures, adapting strategies, and continuously improving. It is about understanding that the goal is not just to work tirelessly, but to work effectively. Imagine a student preparing for an exam. One student spends hours reading every page, trying to memorize everything. Another student identifies the most important topics, practices past exam questions, and studies with a clear focus. The first student worked hard, but the second student worked smart. And when results come, it is often the one who studied smartly who performs better. Many people believe that struggle itself is a sign of success. They think that if something is difficult, it must mean they are doing it right. But struggling unnecessarily is not a virtue. The real challenge is finding the best way forward, eliminating wasted effort, and ensuring that every action taken is purposeful. Think of a person digging for water. One person randomly digs holes everywhere, hoping to find a source. Another person studies the land, understands where underground water is likely to be found, and digs only where it matters. The first person works hard but may never find water. The second person, with strategic thinking, achieves the goal efficiently. This applies to every aspect of life, career, business, relationships, personal growth. If you focus only on effort without direction, you risk exhaustion without progress. But if you combine effort with intelligence, you move forward with clarity and confidence. Successful people are not the ones who simply work the longest hours. They are the ones who work with purpose, who optimize their time, who leverage tools and technology, who learn from those who have already succeeded. They are the ones who recognize that effort alone is not enough. Effort must be channeled correctly. Take an example from the world of sports. Two athletes train for the same competition. One follows the traditional methods, pushing himself beyond limits, running, lifting weights, practicing every single day. The other follows a personalized approach, understanding his strengths and weaknesses, focusing on targeted exercises, recovering effectively, and optimizing his training sessions. When the competition comes, it is often the athlete who trains smarter, not just harder, who takes the victory. Hard work without a plan is like driving without a destination. You might cover a lot of distance, but will you ever reach where you truly want to go? Smart work ensures that every step taken is in the right direction. Think of a person trying to build a house. One person starts immediately, laying bricks, mixing cement, working endlessly, only to realize later that the foundation is weak. Another person takes time to plan, consult experts, choose the right materials, and then begins construction. The first person put in more effort, but the second person built a house that lasts. In today's fast-changing world, working smart is not an option, it is a necessity. The ability to adapt, to strategize, to think ahead, and to focus on what truly matters is what separates those who succeed from those who simply struggle. Hard work is the foundation, but smart work is the key to unlocking true potential. Let me share a story with you. Imagine two people standing at the base of a tall mountain. They both have the same goal, to reach the peak. The first person begins climbing immediately, grabbing onto rocks, pulling himself up with sheer determination, using every ounce of his strength. He believes that if he just keeps pushing, keeps moving, he will eventually get to the top. The second person, however, takes a different approach. Instead of rushing, he studies the mountain, looks for the safest and most efficient path, equips himself with the right tools, and then begins his journey. While the first person struggles, exhausted and facing constant obstacles, the second moves steadily, conserving energy, avoiding unnecessary risks, and making progress with greater ease. Both are climbing the same mountain, but only one is truly moving forward in the smartest way possible. This is the difference between hard work and smart work. Hard work is often praised as the ultimate path to success. It is the idea that if you put in enough hours, sacrifice enough sleep, and dedicate every bit of effort, you will achieve greatness. And while there is undeniable value in persistence and dedication, the truth is, effort alone does not guarantee success. It is how that effort is applied that determines the outcome. Imagine a student preparing for an important exam. One student believes that the best way to succeed is to study every single page of the textbook, staying up all night, memorizing everything without understanding the key concepts. He spends hours trying to absorb information, yet struggles to recall it during the exam. Another student, however, approaches studying differently. Instead of blindly reading everything, he identifies the most important topics, understands the core principles, practices past questions, and uses efficient memory techniques. On the day of the exam, he remembers what truly matters, while the first student, despite working harder, finds himself overwhelmed. Both put in effort, but only one worked smartly. The world is filled with examples of people who work tirelessly, day and night, yet see little progress in their lives. Then there are those who seem to achieve success effortlessly, moving forward with confidence while others struggle. The difference lies in the way they approach their work. Hard work means putting in energy without always questioning if there is a better way. Smart work means constantly seeking ways to improve, optimize, and make the process more efficient. Consider two employees in a company. One spends hours at his desk, taking on every task, responding to every email, never taking breaks, convinced that the longer he works, the more valuable he becomes. The other employee, however, focuses on priorities, automates repetitive tasks, delegates when necessary, and finds innovative solutions to problems. By the end of the day, the first employee is exhausted but has accomplished little of real significance, while the second employee has achieved more in less time. When promotion time comes, who do you think gets ahead? Many people believe that success comes from struggle alone, that the more difficult a task is, the more valuable it must be. But difficulty for the sake of difficulty is not progress. A person who digs a hole with a spoon instead of a shovel may feel like he is working harder, but is he really being productive? Smart work is about finding the right tools, the right strategies, and the most effective way to reach the goal. Look at the great innovators of history. Did they work hard? Absolutely. But did they work blindly? No, they found ways to improve systems, to challenge traditional methods, to think differently. Henry Ford revolutionized automobile manufacturing not by making workers work harder, but by introducing assembly lines, which made production faster and more efficient. Steve Jobs transformed the technology industry not by spending endless hours coding himself, but by assembling the right team, understanding the market, and focusing on innovation. Hard work without strategy can lead to burnout. Imagine a person trying to cut down a tree with a dull axe. He swings with all his strength over and over, getting exhausted but making little progress. Another person, before swinging, takes time to sharpen the axe. With fewer strikes, the tree falls. The lesson: preparation, planning, and efficiency matter more than raw effort. Think of a salesperson who spends all day making random calls, hoping to find a customer, versus another who researches potential clients, understands their needs, and targets the right audience. The first salesperson is working harder, but the second one is working smarter and getting better results. The modern world rewards not just hard work, but intelligent action. Companies no longer look for employees who simply stay late at the office. They look for individuals who bring value, who innovate, who solve problems efficiently. Entrepreneurs do not succeed by working 18-hour days doing everything themselves. They succeed by building systems, outsourcing tasks, and focusing on growth. Hard work is like trying to cross a river by swimming against the current. It takes immense energy, and progress is slow. Smart work is like building a bridge. It requires thought and effort up front, but once built, it allows easy passage without struggle. Many people confuse being busy with being productive. They believe that as long as they are constantly working, they must be making progress. But activity without direction is wasted effort. A hamster running on a wheel is working hard, but is it going anywhere? True progress comes not from endless motion, but from purposeful action. Look at athletes. 2 runners train for a marathon. One simply runs every day, pushing himself to exhaustion. The other follows a structured training plan, incorporates rest days, analyzes his form, and optimizes his diet. On race day, who do you think performs better? The one who trained not just harder, but smarter. Even in relationships, the principle of smart work applies. Imagine 2 friends trying to maintain a long-distance friendship. One calls every day but has the same repetitive conversations. The other, though calling less frequently, makes each conversation meaningful, plans visits, and strengthens the bond through thoughtful gestures. The second friend is putting in less frequent effort, but the impact is much stronger. In every aspect of life, business, education, fitness, personal development, the key is not just effort, but strategic effort. Time is our most valuable resource, and those who learn to use it wisely more, while those who simply work hard often find themselves exhausted with little to show for it. The most successful people in the world do not just work long hours, they work with purpose. They identify what truly matters, eliminate distractions, and focus their energy where it counts. They understand that true achievement is not about how much you do, but how effectively you do it. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever found yourself working endlessly, putting in all your effort, exhausting yourself completely, yet feeling like you are not making the progress you expected? Have you ever wondered why some people seem to accomplish so much with seemingly little effort, while others struggle despite working harder? The answer lies in the fundamental difference between hard work and smart work. Hard work is often glorified as the only way to success. We are taught from a young age that if we keep pushing, if we work longer hours, if we sacrifice enough, we will achieve our dreams. And while perseverance and dedication are crucial, they are not enough. It is not just about working hard. It is about working in a way that ensures results. A person who digs a well with his bare hands may be working harder than someone who uses a machine, but who do you think will finish first? Effort without direction is like running on a treadmill, constant motion, but no progress. Imagine a farmer plowing his field. One farmer wakes up before dawn and spends the entire day digging, sweating under the sun, refusing to take breaks, believing that the harder he works, the better his harvest will be. Another farmer, however, studies the land, uses modern tools, applies fertilizers at the right time, and optimizes his irrigation system. While the first farmer is exhausted and struggling, the second achieves better results with less effort. Hard work alone does not guarantee success. Strategy and efficiency make the real difference. The same principle applies in business. Think of two entrepreneurs. One believes that working nonstop is the key to success. He handles everything himself, refuses to delegate, answers every call, manages every detail, and never rests. The other, however, focuses on building systems, automating processes, and hiring the right team. The first entrepreneur burns out, struggling to keep up, while the second expands his business effortlessly. Both are working, but only one is truly moving forward. Look at the students in a classroom. Some believe that studying longer means studying better. They spend nights memorizing books, reading pages after pages without truly understanding. Another student, however, focuses on key concepts, practices smart learning techniques, and revises efficiently. On the exam day, the first student, despite all his efforts, struggles to recall information, while the second confidently answers questions. The difference is not in the hours spent studying, but in how effectively those hours were used. Many people believe that success requires suffering, that if something comes easily, it must not be valuable. But is that really true? A person who spends hours carrying water in buckets may think he is working hard, but a person who builds a pipeline achieves the same result with much less effort. Hard work without strategy is like trying to row a boat upstream without a paddle. It consumes energy but achieves little. Think of the greatest minds in history. Did they work hard? Yes. But did they waste their effort on unnecessary struggles? No, they focused on innovation, efficiency, and smarter solutions. Thomas Edison, for example, did not just try random experiments endlessly. He systematically tested different materials to create the light bulb. Bill Gates did not build Microsoft by coding all day himself. He built teams, systems, and strategies to make his vision a reality. Hard work alone does not create greatness. It is the intelligent application of effort that leads to true success. Consider two salesmen. One spends all day making random calls, desperately trying to sell, facing rejection after rejection. The other researches his customers, understands their needs, personalizes his approach, and reaches out strategically. The first salesman works harder, but the second one closes more deals. Success is not just about effort, it is about effectiveness. The same applies to leadership. A leader who micromanages every detail, exhausts himself with endless meetings, and tries to do everything alone may feel like he is working hard. But a true leader empowers his team, delegates wisely, and focuses on the bigger picture. The first leader burns out, the second builds a lasting impact. Even in fitness, this principle holds true. One person may spend hours at the gym lifting weights without proper form, exhausting himself without seeing results. Another follows a structured plan, eats the right diet, trains with proper technique, and sees progress faster. The difference, one is simply exerting effort, while the other is optimizing effort. This applies in relationships as well. A person who constantly tries to please others, sacrificing their own needs, exhausting themselves emotionally, may feel like they are working hard to maintain relationships. Another person, however, sets healthy boundaries, communicates effectively, and invests in meaningful interactions. The second person experiences stronger, healthier relationships, not because they worked harder, but because they worked smarter. Everywhere you look, the same pattern emerges. The world rewards not just hard work, but intelligent effort. A factory worker who labors 12 hours a day, but uses outdated methods will not outperform another who streamlines processes and improves efficiency. A writer who types endlessly but does not edit or refine their work will not produce better books than one who strategically plans and structures their writing. Look at the evolution of technology. The first computers were massive, slow, and required extensive labor to operate. Today, artificial intelligence and automation perform tasks in seconds that once took humans days to complete. The world is shifting toward efficiency, yet many people still believe in the outdated idea that sheer effort is the only path to success. People often mistake being busy for being productive, but being occupied all the time does not mean you are achieving results. A person running in circles is active, but is he moving forward? Success does not come from endless hustle. It comes from focusing on what truly matters. Hard work is necessary, but without the right strategy, it can lead to frustration. Working smarter means setting clear goals, identifying priorities, using the right tools, and finding the most effective way to achieve results. It means knowing when to push forward and when to step back and reassess. It means understanding that success is not about how much effort you put in, but how wisely you use that effort.